Welcome back to Dino Island episode 4, I think. And we're going to be spending our time with the T-Rexes today, and maybe Spineback. The T-Rexes have just gotten back from hunting to realize that the remains of their nesting ground have gotten covered with flash flood, and that was Small Claw's nest, and he's kind of sad, but his mom makes him happy. So they're gonna find maybe a new place to nest, because it's very moist, way too moist, but it is a good place to drink, so they just stop for a little bit. Yep, they're pretty thirsty, and they'll start looking for a newer place, which is probably going to be nearby until their old nest dries out, to find, they're going to find a new place to nest that's pretty close, but not as wet. Here Shredtooth has found a perfect place, but it is muddy and a bit too wet. So he's going to look for a drier place, which he thinks there's one over there somewhere. Stripeback is giving baby a bath. He gently dunks him in the water, and he just kind of does it himself, like that. They're waiting for their dad to return, and the nest is drying up just a bit more. And the dad's on the other side of the jungle. He has found a perfect place to build a nest, so he starts to dig. As you can see, he's digging. And he has just finished, so he calls the wife and his wife and the baby over. So they all look at the nest, and the baby inspects it a bit, and he jumps right in. He loves it. An hour later, right next to the nest, the mother is teaching the baby, or actually the father is, because the males dig the nest, to dig a nest. So he shows him how to dig it. And then he lets the baby try. And so far the baby's pretty good. And he says he can sleep in the nest tonight. See? And now the dad shows the baby how to shove the dirt out with his tail, because tails are very valuable when making nests. He scoots some of the dirt over, and now baby has to, or Small Claw has to make the rest. And he has made his first nest. It's kind of small, but not as big as compared to the dad's. Small, big, small, big, but it will do. And now the dad says you have to get nest materials, and baby asks why don't we have any, with a small shrill call. And the dad says, well, this nest is not permanent, so we're not putting any materials in. It's just a small nest. So the baby is going to sleep in the nest he made, and he doesn't want to, so he sleeps in his dad's. Nearby, the female, right next to the baby, is making a nest for the dad and the mom to sleep in. The baby wakes up because he doesn't want to be covered in dirt, and he goes over to sleep in his nest because it's not his dirt covering. So the male is going to shove, or shred things, shoves all the dirt over here, and baby is secretly watching because he's supposed to be taking a nap. But he's watching how his parents build a huge nest. Because when he's grown up, he wants to have a huge nest like this for his offspring. And they just want a nest that's big enough for them to sleep in. I think they have found a baby worm. So they cover it back up. Just gently, but... And now, this nest is big enough for them to sleep in. So, baby goes back to this nest. Meanwhile, with Ridgeback. Here is a female Triceratops, and her young is a bit far away for a 3-month-old. He is stuck. And the mother doesn't hear the cries. And for a few days now, something's been stalking this 3-year-old. It's Ridgeback. He's been super hungry. He wants to get revenge on that T-Rex for his going-to-be mate. So, he's gonna strike at the perfect moment. The mother is wandering away just a bit. She's wandering away to taller grasses, and the baby doesn't see her wandering. I think she's close by, so he's pretty calm and quiet. The baby does not hear him sneak up, and then he strikes! So here's Ridgeback just eating the baby, and the mother doesn't even know. It's horrible. It's not right to eat a baby Triceratops. Even the king of beasts, which Tyrannosaurus Rex is, knows that. But Ridgeback doesn't care. He's tired, so he wants to build a nest pretty close to the area. Here's a perfect place, so he starts to dig. He wants it to be pretty big, so he can sleep in it. And here's just the beginning of it. It's right under a huge giant tree. So he carefully digs. Allosaurus dig a lot different than T-Rex. They don't align their nest with dirt. They just leave it, and he's sleeping now. Meanwhile, the raptors are making an alliance with the Spinosauruses, which is very rare. Here we see him raise her claw on his wife, Red Scale, and these guys, Sailback and his wife. And it looks like they're making an alliance, as I said. So they're talking about the Allosaurus, or Ridgeback, when saying how he killed some of the raptor's offspring. The Spinosaurus has said, that's horrible. And the raptors want to get revenge on Ridgeback because there are only 3 of the offspring left. So they will get revenge by talking. The raptors already have an idea, and the Spinosauruses are going to try to make an alliance with the king along with the raptors. So they go off to look at the nesting grounds. The female Spinosaurus has found the nesting grounds to be wet, very wet. It's like a tar pit almost, but she gently goes past it, and the old T-Rex nest. The T-Rexes are not near anywhere. So she smells for them, and she realizes that they're over there. So she wants to do a dinosaur call that allows all the dinosaurs to be friends. They hear it. Baby hears it, or small claw, and he wakes up his parents quick. He knows what this call means, and it means there's someone at the old nesting grounds who wants to help them and the lions. So the mother wakes up, and finally Shredtooth wakes up. And they go over together. So Shredtooth tells everyone to be